Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me on this very special broadcast, 4th of July in America, where we celebrate what's left of our independence. So, thanks for spending some time with me here. We're going to make this one really super short because I know a lot of you guys got fireworks activities and stuff. So I always appreciate the time that you spend with me during the holidays. I always try to. It's been a long time here. Uh, Clearly, I've got my microphone issue straightened out. That has something to do with my sound card. So I deeply apologize for the absolute abysmal sound quality of the last live stream that I did. It's just one of those things I don't know unless I go back and listen to it. So everything I think appears to be working correctly here. So give me just a couple minutes here while I alert the troops, let everybody know that we're in. We'll go ahead and do a real quick broadcast. You guys can go out and watch the fireworks. All right, hang on just 1 second. All right, everybody, we'll kill a little time here. We wait for a few more people to show up. So, how's everybody doing? You get your barbecue taken care of and got all set up for fireworks tonight. I've already kind of done some parading yesterday in one of my cars, and that was just a spectacular time. I got to spend some quality time with Chase, and we did a parade in one of my new cars through town, and it revived. We both commented that it kind of revived our feeling of what the general populace thinks of America, because as you drive the streets anymore, they just seem empty. They really do. And to see the huge outpouring of people coming out for an event that celebrates this country, and indeed, it's just so much more than just a celebration of independence. It's a coming together as a people, and we lack that. I commented on my poor audio quality, which I think I probably will recover that at some point in time, talking about this gentleman who's passed by in the airport, because I think it needs to be heard clearer. That message, I think, is reflective of what this day is all about. But we'll cover that later on. But more to the point, it was refreshing to see so many people out, no masks, no fighting, no, you know, just all the political political fighting and stuff, just people coming together as a country to enjoy a day. Assign to it what you want. Dragging out the old cars, getting the high school floats going, the bands marching, stuff like that. That's what I remember as a kid, and I just haven't seen it for a long, long time. I haven't been a part of it. I've been dedicated to what I do here, and you know, I haven't been out in public, and so I vowed that, as I've told you guys, get out of the damn house, man. Go out and live your life, because who knows how much more time we've got to be able to do this. So I'm taking a dose of my own medicine and going out and doing that, and I'm having a blast. So there's no reason to spend your life in front of these charts. They're going to move when they're going to move. That's why you got me. So I'm here to tell you, look for it, and until it comes, there's no reason to spend your time obsessing about it. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining me. So real quick, let's do some housekeeping. If you guys are new on live stream, my name is Red Baron. Thank you very much for joining us, of course. And I come from Phibicharts.com, Phibicharts.com. That's our automated intelligence charting service, where we use two very, very special automated intelligence bots called ISIS and Anubis to predict what we call the digital crystal ball. It's like having a digital crystal ball right on your desktop to be able to predict when these things are going to rise, when they're going to fall. And I'm about 3 weeks ahead of all all the talking heads. It's been pretty funny in the last 24 hours. The people that are supposed to be the so-called experts are now starting to say the things that I've been telling you for at least 3 weeks, more like about 6 months on some of this stuff. Some of the actual prices that I gave you 3 weeks ago are now starting to become the obvious, quote unquote, apparent thing that everybody's saying. And now here I am pulling the rug on them and saying, no, we're even going even lower than that. So we're going to cover that here in a little bit. So like I said, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. What I would like you guys to do, and the whole point of doing private or doing public broadcast, is to get everybody to join us over at Phibicharts.com. And of course, join us on our Discord, which all of you guys can get in for free if you want to. That's at the unfairadvantage.chat. Certainly, you want to be at least in this. There's no charge to be in the basic service and the basic communication. We give away a few free calls here and there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and cover that if I have the presence of mind to do that through all my chatter. And of course, if you'd like to get into the higher issue stuff where I do daily conversations, I do sometimes hourly. I do predictions on a multitude of coins. We're going to cover a very few basic ones from now on, rather than run the whole chart, because the thing is, it's kind of a teaser. This is what public broadcasts are, a teaser. We want you to join our community, not just hang out around the fringes. So in order to get more out of me, if you like and value what I do, if you want to like and value what I do, or learn and value what I do, join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. I'm sure you'll be a big fan of what you see there. We got an excellent community. We strive to make sure that we don't have the spammers and the political agendas and just all the nonsense. We have a mature group of people that are really all about crypto, and we want to have you join us too. And I think that once you get in there, you'll find yourself a new home. All right, and you can do that at the unfairadvantage.chat. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with the show so you guys can go out and watch things blow up later on. Hold on just a second here. So let's talk Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's going to be the first one we're going to talk about. We're going to cover just a very few, and then, of course, obviously I'll cover it more in depth with VIP here later on. So we're basically, let's start off great here. We're basically going into a double bottom here. So I showed you exactly what we're going to ping off of. And I kind of speculated a little bit of a downward channel here, and to no surprise, I'm calling it basically this is going to be about the end of the party here, or should be, really close to that. I think we'll probably ping off the top of this little deal right here, maybe within the next day or so. You can see the indicators still got a little bit of gas left in the tank. They're pointing upward. But again, you always have to kind of take into consideration we are in the green zone for MACD. We could go into a second session, of course. We could go higher and whatnot. But I just don't think so, guys. I don't think so. It's odd that you can call this a 3-day holiday pump if you want to, because basically that's what this is. It's a 3-day holiday pump. Sometimes they don't pump. Sometimes they crap and they go downward. But we saw that on the last holiday, if I recall correctly. But here we are, 4th of July. Everybody's in feel-good mode, and you have to remember that the rest of the country or the rest of the world doesn't celebrate Independence Day, so it's just another Monday to them. So they're taking advantage of low liquidity markets or low volume markets, and that's probably what's pushing this up. So by no means is this a turnaround indicator for Bitcoin. No, far from it. So I've got basically our next move down. So what effectively is gonna be happening here in the next we'll get to that here in a second, is we're going to kind of trickle our way down here. So as I was alluding to earlier on my last poor audio broadcast, we're looking at right about here for July 19th, and I'll make a case for that here in a second. I'll glance through a few of the other coins just to kind of show you what's in the works for those. So we got a window between this dotted line right here where I'm at and here, which is a matter of, including today, over to about the 19th, 20th, right around there. You got about basically 15 days. 15 days, and then when we get to there, she's going to go kerplunk. And so what happens in the next 15 days is we could get a little bit of a rally. We're kind of in a rally, if you can call it that. But I don't think that after about 15 days, I think we're going to get an event, air quote. Things are lining up. I've been predicting this for a long time. If I go into the long count and short count cycles of other crypto, let me go ahead and do this. I've talked about this many times, so I won't explain what that means. You can see we've got a count cycle right here. We're pumping a little bit, but we're on the decline, clear into September. So this is the long count. Clear into September. Overall, we're going to be going down here. Now, what happens in September? We start to turn around going into October, as I've told you endlessly. I believe October is going to be for the legit coins that survive what's coming between now and October. Whoop, excuse me, that's the sound of me drinking Diet Pepsi with empty bottles in the background. Sorry about that. But if we get a turnaround, it's going to come low around about the end of September. So but in the midst of that, we're going to have a few spikes and a few drops and stuff. But overall, we are trending hard down, and we will be trending down. As I've told you many times, this summer's going to suck. It just is. So you don't want to be involved in any of this stuff. And again, you're seeing the price that I'm forecasting. Purple is speculation. I'm all about this. I'll go clearly on record as saying 12,275, but I do believe we have the possibility of going even lower, and even lower than this, as a matter of fact, because ISIS has got a line clear down here at 5,500 bucks. So do not rule this line out down here. Let me go ahead and copy that, and I'll just go ahead and add that to the chart right now. How's my sound quality doing, guys? I worry about that because I went back and listened to that last broadcast. I was like, holy crap! I sound like a robot yelling in a tin can down a dark alley. That was awful. So go ahead and we'll move that down there. So in roundabout, we'll just make that even. The reason I adjust these up a little bit is just easier to remember these numbers. Remember, did he say 54.49 or 54.57 or whatever? So I'm kind of erring to the upside a little bit. Yeah, sounds good. This is what it should be. I don't know. Every once in a while, my sound card just gets ornery and it just decides it's going to allocate all of its memory to my video cards. And I'm really not, I don't have a bunch of other windows open or whatever. But for whatever reason, when it's just not having a good hair day, it just ain't giving it to me. So, all right. So anyway, Bitcoin, that's where we're at right now. So effectively, I have to go back and kind of put a cap on this. What we're looking for basically by the end of the day, let's go ahead and look at percentages here real quick, because a few of you guys still like to kind of speculate. You don't have much worth getting out of bed for. You got roughly about less than 4% till we hit to the top of that, and we are inside of a channel. So I would speculate that we're basically going to be tagging around here for a little while. We get out of this holiday weekend, and we're going to see a trend reversal probably tomorrow would be and I'm just ballparking a guess here. That's my gut feeling. What could end up happening here? This could shoot up here by the end of the day. China opens up, sees this is going, they shoot it up here. We open up the next day, tomorrow, and we get what we call tweezers, and basically a real long run up, a real long run down, and we're back in business heading to the bottom. So. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at XRP, and I'll further make a case for what I was talking about here. So again, here's your marker at July 19th. So you can very clearly see on the long count, or that would be on the short count. On the short count for the wave cycles for XRP, these things track pretty much one for one. Most crypto works together. You guys know how the game. And we're rolling out of a first session green. So in the way that I'm seeing this is right now nothing's looking too spunky. We've got enough time here where we can dive hard. Where are we going to fall to? We got triple confirmation right here, right at 17.177. We'll just make it conservative. 179, 178, right in that range conservatively. Triple confirmations don't come along very often. So, for the longest time, I was telling you, 22 to 25 cents, guys, book it. And I've been right. I've been right so far. We're heading. When this thing was going up, I was screaming 22 to 25 cents. Now the new data is coming in now. 22 to 25 cents is just the opening bid. I mean, if you have orders set for 22 to 25 cents, take them off the table because we're not done yet. Not by a damn sight. This thing's likely to probably pop up a little bit as Bitcoin will too. I really don't see it going much higher than at 3, 4, possibly 5% because we've got a little bit of resistance right about there. So I think it could pretty much poop out right about there, and then we'll start to end back down because we do basically have a channel there as well, if you want to see that way. These things all pretty much move in tandem. So as we get down to, so again, just to kind of give that away again, this is still speculation, but I'll tell you right now, I do not doubt that we're basically going to be in the 17 to 15 cent range XRP. As we get down here and I see how the velocity is going, see how, the test the wind and see how hard it's blowing in a certain direction, I'm not ruling this out, not at all. And I'm the only one saying this as far as I know. Um, it's definitely in the cards. We've got resistance there, so I've got a call. I've got a marker there. So would I be buying at this range? I think for right now, while I got my back turned on it, a lot of people ask me, where should I be doing my orders and stuff? Well, you got to kind of play the hand that's dealt to you. So right now, I wouldn't be grabbing 22 to 25 cents because let me show you from where we're at right now. If you came down to, well, if you came down to 20, let's just come down to 25. If you come down to 25 cents, you're only coming down roughly 22 to 23%. Shoot, you could do that in a day. Well, again, I always get back to the basic core. We haven't had any rock your world news come along, any kind of real wars. I mean, we have rumors of wars. We have wars that don't directly affect us. We've got some gas issues. We've got, this is not chaos, not even close to what I've had forecasted coming up. So you'll know real chaos when you see it. You'll be, what it smells like, looks like, tastes like, and we're not there yet. Where it's coming between now and September. But when it does, you're going to see a free fall, the likes of which you probably haven't seen for easily a decade in crypto. When it does, yes, it is extremely possible. Let me give you a complete read on best case, worst case scenario. So to fall from where we are right now down to that purple dream line right there, that's a 79. Really, let's just call it an 80% fall. If you want to come down to the actual marker that I've got, as insane as it sounds, we've come down this many times already. You got to get yourself a 92%, 92, 93% drop. Not unreasonable, folks. Not unreasonable. We've got between now and September, we got plenty of time to meander our way down here. They're going to give us some up days and some down days and whatnot, but make no mistake about it. When we were clear up here, I was telling you this was coming. And if we look at, just to kind of show you, I'm pretty sure what I'm talking about here. When we were up here, I was telling everybody it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, even though nobody else was doing that. So from right here at the top of that down to our first level down, that was a 57% drop there. So not in a matter of not too much time. So we can have those kind of drops, and the longer we go, the lower. I mean, look at some of these hellacious drops from here to here. I mean, it's in the historical probability of in the historical past of and the probability of being able to be done again. So, and again, we're basically getting all this nonsense out of here. We're basically on a very long multi-month and indeed a year downtrend where our support still sits. Remember what we talked about with the ghost bubbles? Remember what we talked about? 1, 2, 3. We're down here in the 7-cent range for that. And then we have an ISIS line right there below that, 2 cents. So don't rule it out, kids. Don't rule it out. Don't put your money on the table yet. Get ready to buy. Just have patience. Believe in your leader here. I'll do my damnedest not to steer you wrong, But where I go, I will always tell you guys, and I'm not buying yet. Not at all. Not at all. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at XLM. I want to take a look at a couple here. I didn't want to do this for live stream, but I think it's relevant to a couple things that a couple of other talking heads on YouTube have been talking about. I just kind of want to throw my 2 cents in just to say I told you so. All right, so we're going to talk about these, and then we're gonna end it. So XLM, obviously, we're running 3.5 to 1. Now, again, I've really already showed you where this is has a high probability of going. You can very clearly see the support and resistance. I've got my alarm set right here with a massive buy order. Um, just absolutely crazy buy order. I've got a couple of investors I'm partnered with on a other thing, and this one's going to be for most of the marbles, kids. So if you want to copy my homework, feel free. So if you're looking at from where we're at now, let's get that out of there. If we're looking at that, there we go. It's going to be a few days before we get there, but again, there's your 91%. So I'm still forecasting, strong 80s to mid 90 or early 90s for a drop. So don't think this is going to happen in 1 day, 2 days, possibly a week. We're going to have some down days, we're going to have some up days and stuff like that. But you got to know where it is you want to make your buy, and everything else is superfluous. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Just walk away from it. Set your buys, and go out and watch some fireworks, man. This stuff's gonna move when it moves, and there's not a damn bit of staring at it that's gonna make it any different for you. So don't want to see you waste these beautiful days of summer. I want to see you guys out. We'll hang out in front of the computer when it gets cold out, stuff like that. We'll do a lot more live streams. But for right now, I'm just giving you the bare bones. It'll get you where you need to go, or get you set up for where you need to be. So Theta, again, we're going to still talk about the same thing. So I'm not going to name names, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys know who I'm talking about. There are some people that are very pro Theta on YouTube, who were in my group. They are not anymore, and because basically it seems like every time I make a call, it seems like all of a sudden they're getting intel from some unnamed source and they're mimicking and echoing my thing. So we just cut that off at the knees as of yesterday. So it doesn't mean they're not still in the free live streams. Doesn't mean they're not in the free rooms of the chat. But they're not in gold. They're not in VIP, and they're unless they're coming in under an assumed name, which I wouldn't rule that out. Um, they're not going to have privy to the information that I give only to gold and platinum and diamond level VIPs. So I'm telling you right now, Theta is still looking darn good for those purple prices. The case that I've made multiple times on that is Theta is not ready for prime time yet. It's certainly got the infrastructure in place to be ready, but I've exhaustedly covered when I anticipate this thing to go mainstream. We're not even talking about that until I'm not naming names. Even if you guess it, I'm not naming names. But anyway, there's some others. I don't want to single Joe out because Joe's got his own thing going on, but I will tell you there's a couple of other so-called psychics that are one for one copying the stuff that I'm putting out, and I put the kibosh on that. So I'll stay out of any commentary on other YouTubers because I just don't think that's very right. But when I see that, it deserves to be called out. Generically anyway. So anyway, back to Theta. So Theta again, let's take that down 91% and into the 90 range and see where that takes us. So right there to this first one, we're only at our yellow call. We're only at 50, and we're easily going to tag this. I have 0. Look how much green we've gone through. We're ready to go do some strong red and just start diving here pretty soon. And so if we come down to this bottom call, that's only 69%, guys. We can go even lower, and I already got marks coming down here. So in this general area between these two, this is where I'm going to be making my buys. I don't even want to touch this until we get down into the really just crushing. Oh my God, um, I can't believe it's gone this low. Oh, I can tell you, I totally believe it would go this low. Nobody needs Theta right now. In these financial times that we're living with, Theta is the least of your concerns. Is basically an alternate to YouTube. If some of you guys don't know what Theta.tv is, spend some time and learn about it. When it goes prime time, I do want to kind of speak to this a little bit because it's a private broadcast or a public broadcast. When it does go prime time and people really get adopted, is the essence of what I've covered many times. Is it's going to have to be ingrained as a built-in app into. It's got a partnership right now, or it's got an understanding or agreement with Samsung. But unless until Samsung rolls out the new models, the whatever they're calling their latest phone, unless and until they roll that out with a built-in app, unless and until Vizio TV has it built in as a built-in app, I don't think most of the public even knows what the hell this thing even is. And so, you got to remember, we occupy the less than 1% of the world. And so, I mean, we cannot move this market to $3,600 predicted price on our loan. Well, it's going to take a mass consciousness. But when this stuff gets put, uh, when you guys are killing me, I got to stop reading the chat because it's going to make me comment. But unless and until this thing becomes mainstream, that it's more than right now, it's basically a YouTube streamer, kind of a video game streamer thing, kind of like Twitch a little bit. There's a little other stuff going on, but it's so much more behind it, but it's not going to be something we're going to get any use of as an adapted product that's widely mainstream. In my view, till probably maybe another year and a half to 2 years before it's really to make household name. I think we're easily 3 years. I think we're probably, that puts us probably the backside of 2024 when Theta becomes household name or becomes relatively recognizable. And how it becomes relatively recognizable is by being, oh yeah, I got that app on my phone, or oh yeah, I've seen that on my brand new Vizio TV, or my toaster, or whatever the hell's being equipped with apps at that point in time. But it's coming, guys. It's coming. But you have to understand the electronics companies and their release dates and stuff like that. And as I've said many, many times, um, I've been a part of the electronics business and stuff that was one of my very first businesses, and so I understand there's a cycle and an ebb and a flow and an advertising and promotion time, and the next one doesn't start until October of this year. So you'll see a little bit more for Theta, but after that, hey, don't rule out the toaster, man. I'll tell you what. I just got a sidetrack. Me and my sidetrack. I was at Lowe's today with. I've adopted a couple of street racer kids that have a liking for my cars, and they've been hanging out at my house, and we've been modifying cars and stuff. I've been working with the younger generation and teaching them drifting and stuff like that. And one of these kids is he bears a striking resemblance to my youngest son, Adam, and so it's very so much so that I've caught myself damn near calling him Adam. And but anyway, this kid's smart as a whip. I mean, he knows houses, he knows cars. He's kind of like Chase Jr. And I've just kind of taken a really liking to this kid. So he's helping me kind of fix some plaster ceilings in our back bathroom. And so we were at Lowe's, and we were looking around and stuff like that. And I looked at this refrigerator, and there's a refrigerator in Lowe's for $5,500. I'm like, who the hell are they selling this stuff to? I mean, this thing, you walk up on it and you knock on the glass and it turns on a light, shows you what's inside. Like, thank God we have that, because how did we ever survive actually having to open up a door to look and see what's in the refrigerator? I mean, my God, sometimes, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. But $5,500 for a stinking refrigerator, I mean, it's this stuff is going to blow up eventually. These companies are basically boxing themselves in by trying to be technology leaders, but they're losing sight of the fact that there's nobody to sell this stuff to. Back in the day, you used to be able to just, jack the price up, put out the new stuff, sell it on credit. Who's getting credit anymore? Nobody's applying for credit. So their money sources, their sales sources are drying up because the cash ready buyers are few and far between, and the people who want to put their took us on the line for credit are getting to be few and far between. So you're going to find companies like LG and Samsung and whatever. They're going to go, what happened? I have no idea. Well, I do. These people don't want to be on the hook anymore for this stuff. They're tired of being in the slave system. So it's all cool. You can knock on your glass and look at stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the other side of that is, when that stuff breaks down, and there's a lot of technology in that refrigerator, you're going to be looking at the guy who's got a $3, or I should say more like an $8. I looked at the price of these, an $8 foam cooler with some ice in it, going, well, shit, what am I paying for? This guy's getting basically the same bang for the same bang as me, but I'm paying, 10,000x what he's paying, and we're basically achieving the same goal. So people are going to start stripping down these things, and what I'm telling you is these companies, they just have to go out of business. because they boxed themselves in so badly with their need to be competitive that they've completely lost sight of who it is they're selling and how they sell these products. So anyway, that was a little bit of a side. So every once in a while, I like to kind of throw those things in to get you guys thinking. So all right, so Shiba, Shiba's still in the down zone, stuff like that. Now, we're about ready to hit a pulse marker. We don't talk about pulse markers. I'm going to kind of get back to the basics here. Pretty soon, start talking about pulse markers and what makes these things so unique to our system here pretty soon. Because I know I feel like I repeat myself too much, and I don't like doing that. But eventually, I'm going to be making a specific video that goes in the YouTube channel that welcomes people and teaches them, because you really need to understand how to use these pulse markers on the 15-minute subscription level, because these things will literally tell you, oh, look at it. We hit a pulse marker, down she went. We hit a pulse marker, we reversed, we went up. Hit this, down she went. We hit this, down she went. And these things are this is as close to predicting the future as you can likely get. Hit that one, down. Hit that one, down. Um, it's something you guys really need to understand, because it's probably one of the most powerful things as part of our system. But we haven't been discussing too much because I've been hanging out on the 1 day, looking a little bit further down. But as the market, I said this kind of back during the bad audio broadcast, as we get into the positive side of this market, going into next year, we're going to start focusing more on the 15-minute, because the 15-minute is where you can really make money in a boosting market. That's when you can do those swing trades, and when you can know, yeah, I could just buy it just a little bit cheaper, and then you grab it, and then the whole thing goes up. But that doesn't mean that it's not useful right now. But I find it personally, I find the pulse markers on the lower charts to be a lot easier to use on the upswings of the markets, because the downswing stuff, I want to see further out, how bad is this going to get. This is why I've spent so much time on the 1 day charts in the last 2, 3, 4 months, and I want to see how bad could get. And I've been pretty accurate using the 1 day and 1 hour charts and 6 hour charts to a lighter degree. But so Shiba right now, we're waiting for that next pulse marker, but look what happened on the last couple. I mean, we're still inside of basically, let's zoom this out. It's moving just like anything else. I'm believing here probably before very long, we've got a little bit of a marginal marker here that I believe will probably be coming down here into this half. We'll be retesting down here, and then once we get into about the 19th of this month, we'll re-enter this downward channel, and then we'll just continue our decline on down. So this window goes out to August, but we're going to get a lot closer to this than um, it's gonna come down a lot faster than August, I believe. So I'm leaving that there as just kind of a backside possibility for closing. But before August is over, we're gonna be well comfortably back inside of this channel, I believe. So if anyone's still holding this, I have no idea why you would be. So more to the point of that. So Doge is a different discussion. So there is a clear distinction between Doge and Shiba. Clear distinction, and we're going to be talking a lot more about this in VIP and Gold and Platinum in the next live stream that I do here in about a day or so. Um, Doge is a top 10 coin. Shiba is not. We have to make that distinction. No, it's a dog coin. All dog coins are like, no, 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 no. They're not. They are absolutely not. Why Musk decided to start talking about Shiba, he has never forsaken Doge, and I don't place anything that he says as being canon or gospel or reason to invest. In fact, I think it's kind of scary that he's even involved, because fortunes can turn on a simple comment or tweet, as you well know. But I still say that out there in the future, there's a rocket with that dog's face on it. And when that thing goes, I'm telling you right now, this thing is going to get wide stream publicity, the likes of which Shiba will never get in 1,000 years. And when that happens, people, I'll tell you, here's an example. I want to stay on this point, but here's an example. These kids, these street racer kids, they all hang out down at the gas station down from where I'm at, and they all know I teach crypto, and some of them are probably listening to the live stream for the first time. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you with us, by the way. But these kids, the first thing comes out of their mouth, Doge. Doge, not Shiba. What's Shiba? They don't know what Shiba is, but they know what Doge is. And some of them even actually owned it and sold it or whatever. But buying it on Robinhood, which that's a whole other thing. Don't do that. but it has name brand recognition, and it's going to have more name brand recognition. When that rocket goes up, all the world's eyes are going to be looking at it. So this thing's going to get the best advertising you can possibly imagine. I mean, this thing, I don't know. It's hard to say what it'll do. Will it take it to number 5 position? Will it beat Bitcoin? Well, let's not get crazy about that. But be that as it may, even though I'm still telling you I'm not a believer that Doge is the wave of the future, because it's certainly not. Um, when you have that opportunity, you take it. It doesn't matter what we're investing in, Beanie Babies or, Dale Earnhardt collectible plates or what the hell ever junk we're buying. If there's money there and we see a market for it, we buy it and we sell it. God bless America. God bless the world. That's what capitalism is. There's no shame in that. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean you can't make any money. If you see opportunity, if you see trends, you play them. That's the nature of investing. Shiba, on the other hand, I do not see a trend. I do not see use case. And but all these people have a great group of people. But what are they doing? Getting into movie theaters for Shiba? How many times you go to a movie theater every single year? You know what I'm saying? I mean, none of that stuff even compares to Doge. So at the end of the day, I will mention this because every once in a while I mention woo-woo stuff. So the woo-woo people that are around me have taken a look at Shiba, and they basically say it's not going away, but it'll kind of be like I think I may have mentioned this to some of the VIP guys, but I don't think I've ever actually said it on public live stream. Shiba's not going to go away as we see it, but what it'll be is it'll be like let me pull something from just some example if I can reach up and grab one here. I'll just say Beanie Babies because it's my favorite thing to say. But Beanie Babies don't mean a rip to anyone anymore. But to a Beanie Baby collector, oh my God, I got to get that one or I got to get that one. So Beanie Babies are still around and Shiba is still going to be around. There'll just be a smaller collection of people that trade amongst themselves for whatever reason, why you would want to, and that's not investing. That's hobby. Understand the difference. You're not investing in this stuff for a hobby. You're investing in it to change your life, and if it's not going to change your life, don't buy it. If it has no potential upswing to it, don't buy it. That's as simple as it gets. That's investing 101. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to Doge. I see right now currently we're basically right below a trend line. You can see we've been riding across the top of it. We fell hard right down into my ping, right exactly where I predicted it. Hit it right on the marker, right at the bottom of the bubble there. And we came back up. Now we're testing the underside, trying to get back in. And it looks, if we zoom, looks like we are indeed back in, but we're still inside the green. So we're basically got a little bit of business right there that we got to squeeze our way out of. And can we do it? Um, in the next couple of days, I wouldn't rule it out. Here's where I'm showing you where I think we're probably going to get the most resistance is probably going to be right there. So you got that window of opportunity for boost. Let's see what kind of percentage that is. Probably not that great. Um, 12%. You guys know my 15% rule. I don't generally get really super jazzed about anything that's not 15% or higher. There's money to be made here, but not wise money. Let's just say that. And don't get trade sickness and just grab it because it's the only thing on the plate that looks like it's worth sticking a fork in. Just don't do it. If you can't make good money, and by really honestly, let's be honest, anymore if you're not knocking down a fairly certain 20% return, just keep your money in your pocket. 15% is still pretty thin when you take out exchange fees, buying and selling. You got to buy and a sell. You got to factor in there, so that takes your profit margin down to less than if you got what is it? I don't want to do the math because if I sound like I'm struggling for breath, by the way. my, I had a hamburger half the size of my head. My son is a master chef, and so he made Fourth of July hamburgers. That good Midwest hamburger meat. I'm telling you, man, I kind of lightly want to die right now. So I'm struggling. I'm leaning back in my chair right now, just doing my level best not to pant as I'm talking. Oh, that's a lot of food. Just wrecking my diet. But anyway, sorry about that. Didn't mean to sidetrack. But I think we got a little bit more oomph in the can here. But don't jump on anything that's not going to make you good money. Because again, you got to remember we're playing the odds here. So if you throw down on 15% possibility and you're really only making what 7-8% real profit, What if it goes the other direction and stuff does? Then you're holding for a very long time to get your money back or selling at a loss, and I don't want to see you do that. So really, unless you got a very clear-cut case, of which I don't see any, to be making 20% returns, just sit it out. Watch it pump. Just nod to yourself that you know this too shall pass, and it will, and we'll be right back on our trek to the bottom. So. All right, let's see if there's anything else I want to cover here. Again, so we'd like you guys to join us at the unfairadvantage.chat, and I will be doing. There's one more thing. We always do free call here. Let me find OMG. OMG is the one that I always give you guys for free. It's probably if I can find the damn thing. Here it is. So OMG is our free call that I've been giving away for a very long time. This is screaming, screaming down, 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 down. The indicators are slightly turning up here with the dragon, but all the rest of them are pretty much meandering. So I think we've got a little bit more sideways action to go, but we're stepping down hard. You can see that. We're hitting level and hitting level, and so more of the same. The rest of the market's going down. So I think fully here probably in the next with the next 48 to 100 hours, we'll probably be smooching right across the bottom of that, which is, of course, obviously an ISIS line that you can see right there. So wouldn't be jumping in on it, but just keep hanging tight because, we've got a call down here at what is that, 60 cents? And see if we got anything lower. That's as low as I can show you in predictors right now, but 60 cents OMG, yeah, that's about, we could go a little bit lower here. Let me make sure I don't speak out of turn. Percent wise down to that's 68%. That would not be a bad buy, but I think we can go even lower. Looking at our bubbles and stuff, I think we could probably maybe be in between 30 and 40 cents, and I'm just kind of ballparking. But just keep an eye on it. We'll just keep talking about this thing because, again, this is a free call we give to everybody. You guys stay tuned in and subscribe to the broadcast, and we'll always cover OMG. So when it turns around, we're going to be back up to the 30 to 35 range, or I'm sorry, 20 to 25 range and far beyond when this thing starts to get traction and go. So there's plenty of money to be made there. So once again, love to have you guys join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Do that right now while you're thinking about it. Please give me a thumbs up, like, and tell your friends about me because, I'm lonely. I got to have you guys in live stream, otherwise I'm talking to myself. So share the love, let everybody know you got something unique going on here, and go out and enjoy 4th of July. You guys are not a part of 4th of July. Value your independence, guys. Fight for every bit of freedom that you got because it's so precious. So until tomorrow or until next time, be safe, be good, happy July, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.